Okay, and we'll be learning on-site blog requirements for AdSense, building trust, structure, and approval readiness. Okay, so after this class, you can possibly be able to get your build trust, structure, and approval readiness, get your website and everything ready. Okay, and these are the things you must achieve. On-site blog requirements for AdSense. Now, this is week 2, and you're welcome to it. We are now moving from setup into content and SEO foundations. Remember, last week we learned about setups, how to set up everything, and now we'll be moving into the content and SEO foundations. And in today's class, we'll focus on what Google AdSense expects to see on your website before approval and during monetization. Many sites fail AdSense not because of traffic, but because of poor on-site structure. So you must get all this correctly before you get AdSense approved. Okay. Now, what is on-site blog requirement for AdSense? On-site blog requirement for AdSense are the minimum content, structure, and policy standards. Minimum content, structure, and policy standards a website must meet to be approved for and remain compliant with Google AdSense, including required pages, proper navigation, quality content, and user-friendly layout. This is what on-site blog requirement for AdSense means. Now, why on-site requirements matter? Google AdSense checks your site for, first of all, Google AdSense checks trust and transparency, user experience, content quality, and proper structure. These are the only things AdSense check on your website. If you know this, if you understand this well, that means you've been able to understand and fathom the game, and you can possibly get AdSense approval very quick. And the key truth, AdSense approves website, not just content. So you must get everything right for it to work. Now, why on-site requirements matter? AdSense is about advertiser trust. Google wants to know who owns the site, how users contact you, and whether the content is valuable. If your site looks incomplete or deceptive, approval will fail. Get this right. Google wants to know who owns the site, and this is why you must put about us page on your website, just as I taught you guys in our previous class. How users contact you, this is contact us page. You must put it. These are the things Google AdSense wants to see, and also whether the content is valuable. You must get all these things right. If your site looks incomplete, if you don't have all these pages complete, your site will look incomplete or deceptive. And because of that, approval will fail. Now, overview of what we will cover. In this class, we will learn required pages every AdSense site must have, proper menu, header, and footer structure, how to structure blog posts and categories, and lastly, what theme content means and how to avoid it. Okay, these are the things we'll be learning. 4 things. Required pages every AdSense site must have, proper menu, header, and footer structure, how to structure blog posts and categories, and lastly, what theme content is and how to avoid it. Now, overview of what we cover. This class is not optional. This class is not optional. As I'm noticing that only few of you guys attend to this class. There are so many persons that don't attend class. Their own is to stay relaxed. Maybe later they'll go and watch the recorded class. But that's not advisable. You're going to find it difficult. You are going to find it difficult if you are lazy. Arbitrary blogging is not for lazy people. You must be strategic. You must be ready to work. You must be ready to invest in it. You must be ready to give it your time. If not, nothing will work out. Now, you must have pages. The pages your website must have. Every AdSense ready blog must have, first of all, about us page, contact us page, privacy policy page, and terms and conditions page. Let's use this website as an example. If you check this website, if you check the footer here, if you check down here, you will see all these pages. You can see about us page, you can see contact us page, you can see privacy policy page, you can see terms and conditions page. Okay, all these things are the things your website must have. This website with all these features is almost ready for AdSense approval. Okay, so these are the pages your website must have. Why this matters? The reason it matters is that these pages establish identity, transparency, and compliance. That's the work of these pages. With the pages, with those pages, your website can have identity, show transparency, and compliance with both AdSense approval and many other privacy policies. Now, must have pages. When Google reviews your site, these pages tell them you are a real publisher, not a fake one, not a spammer. Okay, because the pages shows that here the pages shows that this is about human being, this is the owner, about us, which is about the owner of the website. Contact us means that the owner of this website is reachable, that you are a real human being, not a spammer. Thirdly, privacy policy and terms and conditions. All this shows that this website is owned by a human being, not a spammer. Okay? Now, about page, what it should contain. We are talking about this page now, the first page here, which is about us page. Okay, now let's discuss about us page, what it must contain and what should be contained there. So your about page should explain who you are. So your about us page, that is where you're going to write who you are, what your website is about. Remember, after this class, I'm going to ask you guys to update your pages. And for you to update your pages, these are the things you use to update your pages. These are the things you're going to use to update your pages. First of all, you will write who you are. You can ask ChatGPT to help you. Tell your ChatGPT about all the details. Though I'm going to find a way to help you guys with that. Who you are, what your website is all about, who your content is for, and lastly, your purpose and mission. These are the things your pages about us page must have. We are talking about this page here. We are talking about this about us page here. Okay, now let's talk about about us page. The things you should avoid when dealing with you, when updating your about us page. Avoid one line about us page. Don't be lazy. Don't go there and write just my name is Wisdom with you. My name is so and leave it. No. AdSense will not approve your website. Secondly, fake or copied content. Don't go to another blog and copy their own about us and paste on your own. No, don't do that. Then the about page, you trust. Google and users want to know the human or organization behind the site. And to make that happen, to make that possible, you have to update your about us page with real identity, real definition of yourself and descriptions. Now let's talk about contact us page, which is the second option here. The contact us page, let's talk about that. Now, a proper contact page includes email address. This, you can create the email address from your your hosting. Create a professional email address with your email, with your domain name. Now, I'm going to teach you guys how to do that later. Now, contact form, where people can contact the owner of the website. And lastly, physical location. This is optional. For Arbitrage Blog, I don't think you need this, the physical location, unless if you want to put it, is also very great. Now, contact page, why it's mandatory, why you must use it, why you must put it. Purpose of contact page, contact us page, accountability, user trust, AdSense compliance. Without that, AdSense won't approve your website. Now, AdSense requires a way to reach you. A missing contact page is a red flag. Okay, so you must have a contact us page because AdSense would like to contact you through the pages. Now, privacy policy page. Now, let's talk about the third one, the third page, which is the privacy policy page. Okay, now when we talk about privacy policy page must explain this. And this is critical for AdSense. This particular button, this particular privacy policy, this is their papa, their main boss. Without it, they are not going anywhere. So you must get it right. Okay. In fact, with privacy policy alone, you can even escape other things and get approval. But without this, if you have others without it, you're not going anywhere. So you must have it. Now, the reason for that and the purpose, your privacy policy must explain data collection, whether your website collects email, collect people's username, collect people's details, and all of those things. Use of cookies, third-party ads, which is Google AdSense. Make it clear that my website is monetized with Google Ad, and you're going to be seeing Google Ad. Make it clear. That's what AdSense wants. And user rights. Importantly, AdSense is not approved site. AdSense will not approve site without this page. That's what you should get into your head. Without privacy policy page, AdSense would never approve the website. So you must have it. Now, privacy policy page. This page protects Google legally. This particular page in your website, meaning that you're protecting Google Ads, what Google will be doing in your blog legally. Without this privacy policy in your blog, a user can sue Google for displaying their ads, for showing them their ads on your blog. So with your privacy policy, you make it clear that your blog will be showing Google ads, that your blog contains Google ads, so that when visitors will sue Google, Google will use it as an evidence. So that's why you need a privacy policy page. Without it, approval is important. This is impossible. This is what makes this very important. Without privacy policy, approval is impossible. So get your privacy policy right. Now, terms and conditions. When we talk about the terms and conditions, which is the last button here, the terms and conditions button. Now, let's talk about terms and conditions. Terms and condition pages covers this. It covers website usage rules, the rules guiding the website, content ownership, the person behind the content in the blog, liability disclaimer. That's where you give a disclaimer about your website. Now, why it matters? Professionalism and legal clarity. This particular one is what is going to save you yourself from legal action. If I visit your site and anything happens to me or something unusual happens, I can choose to sue the owner of the website. But with the terms and conditions page, you can make it clear, this is what my website does, this is so things, how my website works and how we use everything, the terms and conditions and others. Meaning that if anybody should sue, you already have the terms and conditions to use and back up your claim that I made it clear that my site is this, my site is that. Okay, now why not always enforce strictly? A 10-page increases trust and site completeness. So you must get it. Okay, now menu structure, which is navigation. Navigation matters. Your menu should include, when we talk about menu, we are talking about this place. We are talking about this place. We are talking about here. These are the menu of this website. Okay, all these buttons are the menu of this website, both home, career, admissions, scholarship, study. These are the categories, the menu of your website. Now, what are the things it must include? It must include home. You can see home here. This is home. It must include blog. When we talk about a blog, it's talking about all relevant categories. Here are the relevant categories: careers, admissions, scholarship, study abroad. These are the categories. Okay, and it should also contain about, meaning that in this place, this blog still requires to bring up about us page. Like this about us page should appear on the footer and also appear here on the menu. Okay, these are the things your menu structure should look like. Now, best practice, how you can do it, the best way you can do it. Keep it simple. Avoid clutter. Make page easy to find. You can see here that the pages are easy to find. Just scroll down, you see all of them here. They are not hidden. They are easy to find. And even if you go to another page, if you go to any other blog post, you are also going to see them. They are still here. They are not hiding. Any corner you go in this website, you are going to see them, no matter what. Okay, that is it. You must make it clear and easy to find. And notice, poor navigation frustrates users and signal low quality to Google. That's what you should know. Now, header structure, how the header of your blog should be. We'll talk about the header. We are also talking about this place, this thick white place, this header, this place that we have the site name, the categories, menus, and other things. That's the header. And now, header should include display sites, site name or logo. You can see it here. This is the name of this website, eduscowe.com. This is the name of this website. And you can see that it's being displayed here, just as stated here. Display site logo or name. Now, content main navigation. Here is the main navigations: home, career, admissions, scholarships, study abroad. These are the main navigations. Okay, that's what it should also contain. And lastly, be clean and uncluttered. You can see how my own looks very clean. There is nothing hidden, there is no cluttering, everything is clean and perfect. This is what AdSense is looking for. There's no way you will get all these things right and approved for Google AdSense without getting approval. You will get approval immediately. Now, header structure. Avoid too many links. Avoid aggressive ads in header. Now, when we talk about too many links, don't add so many things and fill this place. So many buttons are links going somewhere, full display. No, keep it simple and avoid aggressive ads in header. Don't display, don't put up an ad advertisement on this header because AdSense ad is going to be here. Don't put another one here. Don't cover it. Don't take the space. Okay. And what to know? The header is the first impression of your site. Okay, that's what you should know. Clean design improves trust. Now, footer structure. How the footer of your website should look like. Remember, we are done with the header of the website. And now let's move to the footer. This is the footer. This black area is the footer of this website. Now, footer should include privacy policy, terms and conditions, contact page, and copyright notice. Now, let's check all this. Let's check for privacy policy. Let's zoom the footer. Let's check for privacy policy, which is the first one. You can see this is privacy policy. That means this website has passed that particular stage. Secondly, terms and conditions. This is terms and conditions. Thirdly, contact pages. This is contact pages. And lastly, copyright notice. This is copyright notice. You can see it here. Copyright, this sign here, this is the copyright notice. This is the 2026 Eduscoe, okay, all right reserved, designed by Wisdom. This is the copyright notice. That means that website meet up with all these requirements listed here. So your own should also meet the same requirement. Now, footer structure. Why footer matters? Remember, I told you guys that this black area is the footer. The down part of the website is the footer, and the upper side of the website is the header. This place is the header, okay? So now we are focusing on the footer. Why footer matters? First of all, easy access to Lego pages. All these pages are the Lego pages. These are part of contact us, privacy policy, and terms and conditions are the Lego pages. Secondly, professional layout. It gives a website a professional layout. And lastly, and most importantly, Google expects to find Lego pages in the footer. This is standard practice. This is the place Google wants these footers to be. If you remove it and keep it up here, you're going to have issues. So make sure that these footers are down here. Okay, that's for that one. Now, blog posting structure. How you should make your blog. Remember, in our next class, we may be going into writing, SEO writing. So from now, you get a clear point of what you are going to be doing. Now, blog posting structure. A good blog structure improves readability, SEO, which is search engine optimization, page views per section, and ad performance. When you have a good blog structure, it's going to improve all these things: readability, SEO, page views per session, and ad performance. If you check this website, you see that it meets all the requirements being listed there. Now, lastly, content quality is not just what you write, but how you structure it. Okay? So content quality is not all about how you write it, but also how you structure the content. I'm also going to teach you guys how to structure the content the best way. Now, category arrangement. How to arrange your category. Best practice, clear and relevant categories. Make your categories clear and relevant, like these ones here. You can see it here. It's very relevant. And you can also see the categories here. They're very relevant and very clear. Secondly, avoid too many categories. You can see I only have 4 categories here, which is study abroad, scholarships, admissions, and careers. That's the only 4 categories I have. Don't go ahead and have multiple categories. It's very bad. It will spoil your site. Okay. And lastly, each post should fit one main category. Okay. If you check all these posts here, all these blog posts, you will notice that all of them are attached to one different categories. Let's assume you go to home page. Okay, you understand that this first one, this first post is scholarships. This first post belongs to scholarship category. This second one belongs to admission categories. And this one admissions too. Admission. Okay. So all of them belongs to different categories. Okay, though you can still write multiple posts under one category, but make sure that each post is not standing out. Make sure that all of them are linked to a category. Now, category arrangement. Examples: scholarships, study abroad, jobs, health tips. These are the examples of categories. Just as stated here, these are also my own category: careers, admission, scholarship, study abroad. Okay, this is just example. You know your own niche and you know the required plugins, the required categories which you need. Now, categories help Google and users understand your content hierarchy. Okay, so the categories helps Google to understand, Google and users to understand your website better and your content. Now, readability best practice, how to make your site, everything to be readable. First of all, short paragraphs. That's very important. Don't use a long paragraph. Now, clear headings, H2 or H3. What we mean by the headings are all these. This is the headings. Make it, you can see it here. I'm using H2 for all these plugins. Okay? So make your own blog headings that way. And with it, you're good to go. Bullet points. And lastly, simple language. Okay? Don't use complicated language. Make sure that everything is clear and understandable. Now, readability best practice. Goal of having a readable website, keep users reading longer. And long unreadable blocks of text increase bounce rate and reduce ad earning. Okay, when your site is unreadable, when the content of your website is unreadable, it's going to block text and increase bounce rates, meaning that users will be jumping out of your website like people jumping out of a running trailer, and the rate and earning reduces. Now, what is thin content? This is what you should also understand. When we talk about thin content, we need to know this before we go into the main thing. When we talk about the thin content refers to very short articles, low value or copied content, content written only for ads, pages with little useful information. Now, this is the only place that this website have not met. Okay, the content. If you open each of these posts, this says that avoid a thin content, which is very short articles. Now, if you check all these content, you know that these posts have. Okay. These posts have passed. This blog has passed that stage too. You can see how long the content here is. Okay, you can see this particular post. You can see how long this is. This is absolutely nice. You can see the content is very nice. The owner of this website, the writer, tried. This is nice. So this is how your website should look like. Meaning that this website has also passed this particular thing. Okay, low value or copied content, the website has also passed it because the post has enough value. Content written only for ads, no. The website has passed this, and also pages with little useful information. Okay, make sure that the pages of your website, which is this place, has a useful information. Okay. So now, what is thin content? So I've talked about that. Very short articles, low value of open content, content written only for ad, pages with little useful information. And lastly, this thin content. Thin content is one of the fastest ways to fail AdSense approval. When all the blog post in your blog is small, less than 1,000 words, there is no possible way. That is the easiest way to fail AdSense approval. Now, why thin content is dangerous? Thin content is talking about having a few content in your website, or short, brief content, write-ups. So the reason why it's very dangerous, thin content is dangerous, is because thin content leads to AdSense rejection. It leads to low RPM. I've taught you guys what RPM is all about. It leads to poor user engagement. It leads to account suspension. And lastly, Google reward value, not volume. 10 good articles beat 100 thin ones. So even if you have only 10 good articles on your blog, it's better than somebody that has over 100 thin articles with low quality. Okay, so you don't need quantity, you need quality content. Now, how to avoid thin content? Best practice. First of all, the first way you can avoid thin content, write in-depth articles. Secondly, answer user intent clearly. Thirdly, add examples and explanations. And lastly, avoid auto-generated content. We are going to we'll go deeper into this when we get to the SEO writing. Okay, write in-depth articles, answer user intent clearly, add examples and explanations, avoid auto-generated content. Okay, and lastly here, each article should solve a problem or answer a real question. That's what you should always focus on whenever you're writing a blog post. Make sure that your blog post is meant to solve a problem or answer a real question. If your blog post doesn't do either of these two things, that means it's a low quality content. Now, minimum content standard before AdSense. So before you apply for AdSense account, make sure that every of the content in your blog, before applying for AdSense, aim for 10 to 20 quality blog posts on your blog, or even more than that. Make sure that all of them are quality. Okay, each post must contain something like 800 to 1,200 plus words, but advise that you go for, even if it is 1,500 words or 2,000 words and above, make sure that you have enough words in your content. And original helpful content, that's another thing. This gives Google enough data to evaluate your site. Okay, with enough content, it gives Google enough data to evaluate your site. And now, common on-site mistakes to avoid, the things you must avoid. First of all, missing Lego pages. You know what I mean by Lego pages? All these pages here, about us, contact us, privacy policy, and terms and conditions. These are the Lego pages of your website. Avoid missing Lego pages. Don't make a mistake of applying Google AdSense when your Lego pages are not complete. Poor navigation. I've taught you guys what navigation is all about. Make sure that the navigation of your website is very clear and simple. Thin content, we just finished talking about thin content. Avoid thin content. And copy paste articles. Don't go to other blogs and copy articles. Copy, post, and paste on your own. And lastly, aggressive ad before approval. Don't insert any ads, any other ad on your blog before you apply for Google AdSense. And lastly, these mistakes delay approval or cost money or cause disapproval. Now, key takeaway from class 4. First of all, AdSense approval depends on trust, structure, content quality, and lastly, before traffic and ads, your site must look complete and trustworthy. That's what Google AdSense needs. And next class preview. This is what we'll be learning in our next class. We'll be learning SEO plus keyword planning, foundation level. Okay, understanding search intent, keyword types, planning content for growth. This is what we'll be learning in our next class. And next class, we will learn how to choose the right keyword that attract both traffic and advertisers. Okay? Assignment plus the one I gave you guys before. This is another assignment. The assignment I'm giving to you guys is, if you already have your website, update your website pages. In our next class, we're going to discuss more about this, or in our group. But if you have your website already, update your website page. I've thought about website pages and what you need to put there. So update your own. And for now, this will be the end. Hey, this will be the end of our today's class. And if you have any question, please ask me. If you have any question, ask me.
Yes, I do. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
My question, first of all, I would like to appeal for joining the class late because of the network issue that has been bad here with me. And secondly, it's about our website that is not yet restored. I know that one is an issue that I'm not even supposed to ask here. But thirdly, I want to ask question about how you talk about the uh, website, how Google will approve you quickly on time. My small question that you said you don't need more quantity of the blog post, you only need quality, like 10 to 20 quality is enough for asking approval. So the question here is that how are we going to do that? Our this thing, like our content will be landmarks, will be in a landmark stuff of it. I don't know how to put the question, Sha, but you understand how what I'm trying to ask already.
Okay, you're talking about how to make the content, the blog post quality, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I've taught you guys everything you need to do to get a quality content, which we talked about the team content, how to avoid it, and all of those things. So, but don't worry, our next class is SEO writing. Okay, so that's where we learn how to write a content, how to get average, how to write a quality content, and so on. So I think your question will be answered when we get to that stage. Exactly. And for your for the website that you're talking about, don't you guys know that I'm not an AI? Okay, all those websites, if I tell you the kind of stress I'm passing through because of all those websites and the money I've spent because of all those websites, whenever a website is moved, like this particular one, is moved to another website, another hosting, this is what happens. Okay, first of all, you have to move the website. You have to back up the data, all the data of the website, so that you don't lose it. Then after backing it, this backing up of it normally take a lot of time to download the backup of the website, then move the website to another hosting. Then after moving it to another hosting, you have to install back, bring back the domain name, they install the WordPress again, upload back the WordPress, the install this in the backup. Not only that, you still have to wait for the SSL to activate, because now it's no longer a fresh domain, it's a moved domain. So you have to wait for the SSL to activate. you have to configure the database. Not only the database, you have to go to the root directory to configure the public listing. In fact, it's a very complicated stuff. So anytime that you guys are saying is my site is not okay, you guys should always know that I'm having sleepless nights. I don't sleep again just because of all those websites, just how to get all of them back. So you guys should calm down. Get your website. Okay. Any other question?
Good evening. Yeah, good evening. I have a question.
Okay.
Yeah, my question is on that stage, that privacy policy you explained about. Under that privacy policy, there is under it you explained about the data collection. That data collection under the privacy policy, is it asking about how you gathered your data that made up the content?
Okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. After this class, I'm going to drop a tutorial video on how to update all those this things. I'm going to tell you guys how to do it so that it will be easy for you. There is a platform called Terms Feed, which you can use to generate the privacy policy automatically. You just insert your email and your detail, the name of your site. It will automatically generates the AdSense compliance privacy policy for you. So you don't need to rack your brain trying to do it yourself. So I'll show you guys the easier way to do it.
Okay, and to sum it up, when we are writing a post on a blog on our blog, do you have to give Google your sources, well, like your sources where you gather the information that makes up your content that you're putting up for the public? Would Google ask for that, or does Google demand that?
No, when you are writing a content, focus on the keyword you are writing about. So nothing concern AdSense. The only thing that concern AdSense is to make sure that you don't use let me use sexual statements or which is against AdSense policy. You must keep your content compliant with AdSense policies. Okay. Make sure that your content is informative and educative and a type of content that solves problem or answer a question. Okay? So you don't need to give extra identification or something like that.
Thank you.
All right. Good evening. I have a question, please.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to know if we begin to buy ads after we have been approved by AdSense or before approval.
Okay. You only need to start running ads when you get approved. Okay. For now, you only need to focus on building your site to meet up AdSense requirements. So when you start buying ads, driving traffic, using ads to drive traffic to your website, is when you finally get monetized. So that if you're driving any traffic, you are driving it for your own profit. So for now, we are not yet at that level. We are still at the level of how to get AdSense approved. Okay?
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question?
Yeah. Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening,
So my question is about writing a blog post.
Okay.
You mentioned somewhere that we should avoid copying content. My question is this: for someone like me, that my niche is remote jobs, we need to source for jobs and then post on our blog. Does it mean if you see any of them, maybe somewhere, and then you copy it, how do you go about sourcing for the job?
If you copy it like that, if you copy it, Google will catch you. This is how it's being done. As somebody running a job, this niche, right?
Yeah.
You use a keyword planning. When we get there, you know how to use keyword planning to get your own keyword. Then write on the keyword. You can use help of ChatGPT. This doesn't mean that you should depend on ChatGPT. You can use help of ChatGPT to get more information about the keyword, explore it, expand the write-up and other things. So don't copy content, please. Even though you can, but it's not for beginners. I myself, I can possibly copy another person's content, edit it enough that Google will no longer recognize it as a copied content, but it's not for beginners, so that you don't harm your website. Okay?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Sorry, in line with what he just asked,
Okay.
if one uses, say, ChatGPT to generate a content, what is there a way to like tweak it such that it will not be recognized as an AI generated content?
Yeah, that's one of the things we'll be learning. I will also send you guys a prompt, an already written prompt, which you can send to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will write for you a humanized and natural content in such a way that Google can't possibly detect it as AI generated content. So we'll get to that level. Don't get to SEO writing, content writing. I will show you guys how to do it.
All right, thank you.
Here it comes. Any other question?
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. I think today we cover the two lessons, which one of them should be the one we should learn previous time.
Yeah.
And again, you gave the subsequent topic in our first lesson, which we are going to learn. And you gave again subsequent topic in a lesson again, which we are going to learn. Does it mean we are going to learn two lessons, two topic in our next lesson?
Hope you paid attention to the difference, because there's no way we'll learn two different things, like learn the same thing twice. Hope you paid attention to it. But
Yeah.
let's check it. Let's check it to know what this is what you're talking about, right? The next class preview.
Yeah.
Okay, here we say that our next class will be learning SEO plus keyword planning foundation level.
Yeah.
Now the next the previous one was okay. The previous one was AdSense requirement and approval, which is the one we just finished now. So there's no, they are not anywhere related. So the first one was the next class preview, AdSense requirement and approval. Then the other class preview, the last one, is SEO and keyword planning foundation level.
Okay. I understand now.
It's different.
All right.
Any other question?
Hello, Mr. Victor.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
During the class, you made mention of maybe you talk about how to create a professional email, like using our domain. So, you can talk about it again.
I think I created an email. I shared it to all of you guys.
No, when?
But I'm talking of, there are some of some students that are my old students. So I'm talking to them. William.
Yes, sir. But I'm talking about to create it ourselves, not really.
Okay, you have to create it yourself.
Yes.
It's all right. I will create a video. I will make a tutorial video on how to do that. Okay.
All right, sir.
And if I forget, please remind me. No, say I don't oat, so I too forget.
About my website.
Or your website will be back very soon. It's still on SSO activation process.
Okay, sir.
Any other question?
There is no much question. It's only about our website. That is all.
Okay. I've talked about our website twice. The website will be back when it's done. When I'm done with it, I will tell you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And after this class, Philip, after this class, please don't sleep. I'll be logging into your distance, your hosting to do something.
All right. Thank you.
Any other question?
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Richard.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, please, can you clear my doubts on these teachings? Is this teaching for 2 classes or for 1 or a mixed class? Because I am for web design.
You said if it's for web design and Arbitrage Blogging,
Yes, is it a mixed class or 1 class? Or because
this is
like
for
I'm
Arbitrage Blogging. Those ones that I normally talk about are those that just graduated from my previous web design class. So this class is for Arbitrage Blogging.
okay.
Any other question? Okay. Our class will be ending here. Right. Good night, everybody.
Okay, good night. But I'm active.
Okay. Thank you.
Good night, bro.